Refresh. 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 Hey, y'all want to take a look at our boy? Y'all want to take a look at our boy? Let's take a look at our boy real quick. Let's take a look at our boy real quick. Comrade, the Clemson / South Carolina fan. I want everybody to make sure that if they follow Comrade on Twitter, or maybe you watch his show, his podcast that he does on Carolina Jackpot's channel, I want everybody to make sure that the next time they do a show, I think they do it once a week, go in the chat and type in hashtag scared of Peete, because he's scared of Peete. I mean, it is what it is. He likes to type, don't like to talk, though. Not surprising. Hashtag scared of Peete. What's up, everybody? Let's see, what time is it? So about 11 minutes till the kickoff. The game probably kicks off like 7:35, not 7:30, but whatever. Figured I'd come on here. What would a good game in Myrtle Beach be without a brawl? The Mormons and the Mullets. Y'all see that at the end of the half? They got in a little fight there. I mean, we'll see how this game turns out. I mean, who knows how it's going to end? It's close right now. It's only 1 point, like 14-13, I think. But we'll see how it turns out. But if this game's even remotely close at the end, we can just go ahead with the BYU should be in the playoff thing. We can get rid of that narrative. It's 14-13. So Ohio State handled business today. Purdue lost. Let's look at some of these scores. Let me pull up some of these scores real quick. Let's see here. NC State beat Georgia Tech by a touchdown, which I think the spread on that was 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. So if you took NC State, I think you won. I'll have to go back and look at that. Stanford won a game. They beat the undefeated Washington, the Pac-12. Oregon loses to Oregon State. Washington, who's ranked 22, loses to Stanford. And Stanford's awful. Well, there's still like a minute left in that game, so it's not over yet, technically. We'll see what happens there. BYU 14, Coastal Carolina 13 at the half. Like I said, Ohio State dominated today. I wish I would have taken my own advice and bet on them like I usually do. I just didn't trust them. First of all, they had a lot of players out. That was one thing. And then I just didn't trust them. I didn't trust their defense. Rutgers lost bad. They didn't cover. Of course, we got Alabama, LSU at 8. Clemson and Virginia Tech obviously at 7:30. Miami and Duke at 8. I think that's going to be a blowout. Look, the spread was 15. Miami should win this game by 30. Duke is that bad. If they don't, look, first of all, if Miami loses the game, forget about it. But if they don't leave, I mean, if it's even close, this is an embarrassment to Miami. I understand Miami's had a lot of games that were, one-score games, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points over the season. Got blown out by Clemson. They're ranked number 10 right now. But let's face it, if they don't blow Duke's doors off the way they did, I mean, Duke. Okay, I'm trying to think here. Duke is better than Florida State by a little bit. But if they don't they don't have to beat them by 40 like they did Florida State. But if they only win by like 6 points, that'll be an embarrassment. I expect Miami to blow them out. I do. I'd be surprised if they didn't. But it would be funny if they didn't. That's for sure. A&M beat Auburn by 11. I mean, if you go on Twitter, you would think that they lost that. The way that people are talking about A&M on Twitter, you would think they lost that game. Nebraska beat Purdue by 10. Penn State ran Rutgers off the field. Ohio State ran Michigan State off the field. Notre Dame ran Syracuse off the field. No shocker there. They did let Syracuse score 21 points, though, and Syracuse might have the worst offense in the ACC. Even worse than Florida State's, if that's possible, which it isn't. But they somehow managed to be worse than Florida State offensively this year, and they still scored 21 on Notre Dame's defense. That's not... Look, 45-21, the game was never in question. All right, I know they kept it close for whatever, a quarter and a half or 2 quarters. Look, there's no comparison between Notre Dame and Syracuse, but still, you gave up 21 points to them. That should be at least a little bit alarming if you're a Notre Dame fan. Because quite frankly, the first half of the season, Clemson's defense wasn't playing great, and they were giving up scores like that to mediocre teams. Florida. Shit. Florida didn't cover, did they? 31-19. No, they didn't cover. Was that my lock of the... I think I had like 3 locks of the week. If I say it's a lock of the week, just go ahead and say it's not going to happen. That's the way that works. All right, let's see who's in the chat here. What's up, Tyree Ross? Thank you, says Pete. Are we going to get this win? Go Tigers and keep pounding. Yes, we're going to get this win. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. If we don't get this win, you'll see the most epic meltdown on YouTube that you've ever seen before. Well, maybe not ever. I don't know. I'm not crazy. I'm not breaking shit, but it'll be a meltdown. Thank you, Tyree. Tyree's entered into the contest. That's his second entry, I believe. I have a list of people that have entered the contest. I'm giving away some masks, some team masks, and a $20 Amazon gift card on the 18th. Friday the 18th, I'll be doing the drawings. So anybody between now and then on any of my live shows that donates through Super Chat or PayPal, the PayPal link is in the description of the video. If you do any of that, you're entered in every time you send one. So, thank you. Let's see who's in here real quick. Matt Dummett. Asher Moore. Talk to the paw. What's up, brother? Tiger Nation, brother for life. SEC Dogs here. He says, evening, Pete. Got a few dollars on y'all to cover tonight. So BYOG. Everybody screenshot that. SEC Dog just said BYOG. I mean, money will make you say some crazy things sometimes. That's the only reason he's saying that. Anyway, what's up, man? Ballard's here. JW13120 says, go BYU. It's now the third quarter, for anybody who was wondering. The beginning of the third quarter for BYU and Coastal Carolina. BYU's got the ball. Yes. Hey, but how did DeAndre Johnson play today for Tennessee? Should we call Jackpot and ask him? He might know. What's up, JC? Bama Buddy. RG. Michael Hogg. Sure, if you guys are here, you're amazing and fantastic. I happen to already know that you all are, otherwise you would not be here. What's up, John Serrain? Can you guys hear my TV, by the way? Every time I do one of these streams for the game, if I don't play copyrighted music, like the music I played tonight was not copyrighted. That's the reason I play it sometimes. But YouTube has a thing where they demonetize every live show I do before they even check it out. Even if there's no violations on there, they just go ahead and demonetize it. So, I mean, other than the kind people that support the show monetarily, YouTube does not pay me for any of my live streams, and that's 90% of what I do. And that's not you guys' fault. That's YouTube's fault. That's YouTube's fault. Anyway, I was going somewhere with that, and I forgot what I was. I forgot what my point was. I got mad at YouTube all of a sudden. Anyway. Michael wants to know, what's my take about Indiana going to Camp Randall and getting the win? I don't really have any thoughts on it. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, brother? Tiger Ravens in here. K Chaps says, what's up, Payscan? What's up, K Chaps? Air Pro K. Air Pro K says, at least Clemson players go to class, and he's an Irish fan. Yeah. Hokies for Life says, upset. We'll see, man. We'll see. I got family up there, man. I've been to Blacksburg. I mean, I've been to Blacksburg a bunch of times, but I've been to a game there. What was that? 2011, I think it was. We went to Clemson versus Virginia Tech. That day was miserable, by the way. It was like lightly raining and like 35 degrees and windy the entire day. But Blacksburg's a cool place to go. If you have never been to a game there, you should try it. It's got to be a destination for anybody. The fans there couldn't have been nicer to us. We had a great time, but I have family up there. So my father-in-law lives, I guess, maybe about 45 minutes to an hour from Blacksburg, maybe an hour, up in northwestern Virginia. Northwestern Virginia, not Northwest Virginia, in Virginia, right outside of Roanoke. But yeah, great place. Yeah, the Enter the Sandman thing is cool. You know, the only thing that really annoyed me when we were there, and this is I mean, it's a superficial, stupid thing. It's one of their things that they do up there. But on third downs, they take their keys out and they shake their keys. So you got how many people are in that stadium? 75,000, something like that. 75,000 people shaking their keys. That's annoying. I can tell you that. The Enter the Sandman thing is awesome. It's even better in person than it is on TV, if you can imagine that. All right, let's see here. What time is it? It's 7:30. Let's see if this game's getting started here. Before we get started with the game, guys, like I do on every one of these Hangout streams for the game, the reaction streams, I want to get everybody's opinion on the final score before the game ends. I like to do that. So go ahead and type your final score for this game, for Clemson versus Virginia Tech. Type it in the chat, and I'll give you mine first. I don't think this is going to be close. I think this game will probably be over by halftime, which means it probably won't, because I said it would be. It's usually the way things go. Last time I streamed a Clemson game was against Notre Dame, and that was a loss. But honestly, I think that Clemson is playing their best football this season right now. They're relatively healthy compared to what they were 3 and 4 weeks ago. And I also just think that they're on a mission right now. I think they're on a mission. They're in championship phase, which is something and people laugh at that. Oh, championship phase. That's a real thing at Clemson. There's nobody on Clemson's team that did not play for them when they weren't dominant. A championship caliber team. Even if they didn't win the national championship that year, even if you're a fifth-year senior, you have never been not in the playoffs. So it is a real thing. The championship phase for these players in particular is a real thing, and I think they're in the championship phase right now, and I think they're going to blow the doors off of Virginia Tech. I'm going to say they're going to score close to 50. I'm going to say 48-20. That's my score prediction. 48-20. All right, let's see here. Asher Moore. Hold on. Mark Blanton, thank you. Always love the stream. Saw MU and Archie game live. Looking forward to watch Bama play in Red Stick tonight. I want a biggest blowout as possible. Well, good luck to your Tide. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. I think they'll handle business pretty easily against LSU. Thank you for the donation. You also entered into the contest, sir, whether you know it or not. Let's see here. I see 52-17 says Asher Moore. 56-14 says Tiger Nation. Michael Hawk says 42-20. That's pretty close to what I say. What did I say? 48-20. So we're thinking along the same lines there. Marks Blanton says 42-21. This guy whose name is a number, 15 million, says Clemson 105, Virginia Tech 7. 52-100, 52-110. What? Yeah, I think he might have mistyped there. K-Chap says 42-10, 45-21, 42-10. So I'm seeing a lot of scores in the 40s, and then somewhere around 10 or 20 for the Hokies. The Hokies don't have any offense, folks. It's going to be a long night for their offense. I'm telling you. Mitch says 19-80. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, sir. 19-80. Lee Smith, what's up, buddy? He says 45-13. Mike in AL says 49-48. Hokies. We have it. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, sir. Congratulations. You tried and you failed miserably. If you guys saw my setup in here, if you know how my normal shows are when I'm over there sitting at my desk. If you saw how I had this room set up right now to do this stream with me sitting on the couch instead of the chair, and this is just because it's more comfortable. But if you saw the setup, MacGyver don't have shit on me. I've got this thing so jerry-rigged, it's not even funny. But it is weird not being able to control control stuff on the computer or control stuff on the soundboard and everything. I'm just sitting over here with my phone, and my natural reaction is to go hit buttons and shit, and I can't do that. But Clemson a lot, Tech not. That's about right. Cheers, everybody. Seriously, though, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully we have a good time. I came on about 30 minutes early because I figured this game might be over by hopefully the game's over by the third quarter or so. And if it's a blowout, I'll turn the stream off early. So I wanted to come on a little bit early. Maybe it won't be a blowout. Maybe it'll be an actual game into the fourth quarter. And if so, I'll stay on the whole time. I don't anticipate that, though, honestly. Hopefully. Anybody need a beer? Anybody need a beer? I'm going to get one. just realized I don't have a bottle opener up here. So I'll have to use these scissors. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that was easy. All right, looks like the game's about to come on, I think. JC says, Peete seems like a good dude. Well, I mean, it depends on who you ask, man. But I appreciate the compliment. You know. Michael says, no beer, but I could use some food, though. Well, I do have some food, but I don't think I can get it to you. What's up, Mafu? Says, damn commercials. I don't know if you're talking about commercials on TV or commercials on YouTube. That's part of what pisses me off with YouTube is they'll run commercials and not pay me. They'll monetize it but still not pay you. However that works. Looking forward to Clemson versus Alabama 5. We might get to see that. We might get to see that. I'd actually probably say there's a pretty good chance that we're going to see Alabama and Clemson play this year. I think there's a really good chance of that. Yeah, Florida clinched the East today, I think. Excuse me. What's up, Wilkie? Wilkie says, I've seen a pic of you and Mrs. Peete. Does she know how lucky she is to have a world-famous YouTuber? Lucky lady. Wilkie, you know what? You're the first person to ever say that she was lucky to have me. It's definitely the other way around. I appreciate it, brother. Check my DMs on Twitter. Okay. Oh, but Michael. That's terrible, buddy. I'm not going to read what you wrote on the air. What's up, Notre Dame fan? How you doing, man? You feeling good about your win today? Should be. Man, if somebody can figure out how to stop Ian Book from running up the middle, it seems like half of the touchdowns they score in every game is him running up the middle for a touchdown. What's up, Trucker Tim? Yeah, Florida clinched the East today. Well, the first half was not pretty, Notre Dame fan. That's for sure. A lot of mistakes on Notre Dame's part, but man, I never really thought the game was in question. I think sometimes having those games like that actually helps the team out in the long run. Yes, Trucker Tim, I didn't really see. I saw maybe like 10 minutes or so of the Tennessee game. I didn't watch a whole lot of that game. So, but I did see that Bailey started, and you're saying that, what'd you say? You say he looked pretty good, huh? I'm surprised they hadn't put him in sooner, honestly. I mean, they should have. The season was over a long time ago. They should go ahead and kick the tires on him, get him as much experience as they can. Does anybody know if they're selling tickets to the ACC championship game? I can't find them anywhere, so I'm assuming they're not. And usually what they'll do is they'll sell them by now. I mean, the game's in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks from today is when the ACC championship game is. I know the Carolina Panthers, so the game's in Charlotte at the Panther Stadium. I know the Carolina Panthers are allowing like 10,000 fans or something. I don't know I don't know the laws or the ordinances in Charlotte. I don't know if it's that or if they're going to go by ACC stand. I don't know what they're doing. But I've been going on every day trying to buy tickets to the ACC championship, and I'm assuming that Clemson's going to be in the ACC championship. So we want to buy tickets if there's only a limited amount, but I can't find them anywhere. Matt says they're selling tickets. How much were ACC tickets last year? I didn't go to the championship game last year, so I don't know. I can tell you this, though. I go to at least one Clemson game every year at home, in Clemson. And this year we went to the Miami game in October, and we sat in the nosebleeds, and they were $200 a piece. The tickets were the most expensive tickets I've ever bought for nosebleeds of any sporting event in my life. Normally for $200 you can get you can get on the fifth row on the 50-yard line at Clemson, and we paid $200 to sit in the top of the upper deck on the 15-yard line. Actually, I think it was like the 30-yard line. But anyway, big difference. What's up, Melissa May? Hey, Pete and everyone. Just wanted to stop by for a few minutes before our game. And by the way, everyone be sure to support Pete and his PayPal link. Thank you, Melissa. You're amazing and fantastic. But you already know that, and I already know that. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Virginia Tech's got the ball first. From the 25, he's going to hand the ball off. He's going to get about 3. Run up the middle. Is Coastal no joke, or is BYU a fraud? That's the real question. I think it's probably a little bit of both. All right, 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Hokies. He's going to dump it off to the running back in the backfield, and he gets right to the first down marker. Let's see where they spot it. I don't know if he was short or not. They put 3rd down on the screen. I think he might be like a couple feet short. Yes, the 6-minute nightmare happens every night. So, yeah, it happened tonight, too. My prediction for the Alabama-LSU game is a rout. Probably similar to my prediction for this game. About 50-20, 48-20, something along those lines, I would think. Alabama, obviously. 1st and 10. Dump it off to the running back again. He runs around like a chicken with his head cut off, and he picks up about 3. The 6-minute nightmare is every time I start a stream, 6 minutes in, it cuts off. Every time. And I don't know why. So... All right, 2nd down from the 38, and the quarterback fumbles on the snap, and he gets it back, but he gets a sack. He gets sacked by Miles Murphy, and he is a little bit slow to get up there. They lost about 10 on the play, I think. Just a bad... Actually, it wasn't a bad snap. Now that they show the replay, the quarterback just didn't handle it. The snap was fine. He started to look up before the ball got to him. He was worried about that pass rush, and he fumbled it. Oh, man, this is going to be a long night for the Hokies. 3-hour nightmare. Yes, Brian Brzee has lived up to the hype. Yes, for sure. 3rd and 20. And they're going to pick up about 7 on the play. 4th down coming up. Fourth and 10 coming up. They're going to punt. And we'll get our first look at Trevor Lawrence and this Clemson offense here. Melissa says she has it as 52-27. I don't think they're going to score 27 against Alabama. They only scored 7 against A&M, and hell, that was in the last play of the game. LSU's offenses, I mean, they are unbelievably bad for the amount of talent they have. I mean, I didn't expect them to be great with all the players they lost, but man, they're bad. What's up, 4th down? Nittany 20. Hot take, there's way too many college teams that are red and white. Now that you say that, but see, there's the thing with red is there's all kinds of different shades of red where they're not considered red, right? You have crimson, you have burgundy, you have red. You have all kinds of different variations of it. But now that you say that, I think you're probably right. Out of all the college teams, I think red is probably the most common color. I've never even thought of that before. What do I think the ACC championship score will be? Well, I mean, I'm going to say that Clemson's going to win, right? So we know we can establish that. I'm going to give Notre Dame credit, man. I mean, look, they beat Clemson. I think they're a really good team. A great team, even. I'll say Clemson wins by 10. 40-30. I don't know. We'll see what they look like tonight. I'll give you a better answer when we get closer to that game. We'll see how Clemson looks tonight. Yeah, I lost on the Florida pick too, Ryan. I did too. What's up, Dustin? Melissa, you might get your wish. You might get your wish. Alabama is, I mean, they look like the best team in the country, but they're definitely beatable. I mean, they haven't played anybody on Clemson's level. They haven't played anybody on Notre Dame's level. So, we'll see. Pete, how are you doing on your picks against me? You know what? Hold on. I don't even remember what I picked. Let's see if I can find it. All right, this is it right here. Oh, hold on. I'll get to the picks in a second, Wilkie. The game's back on. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 28. Lawrence dumps it off to Amari Rodgers, runs around the left side, and he picks up about 3 or 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down coming up. Let's see here. I took Clemson, minus 22.5. Rutgers, plus 11. They didn't cover. Florida, minus 17.5. They didn't cover. I did get the Oklahoma State over 51.5, and I have Indiana at plus 14. So I have 1 right so far and 3 pending. 2nd down. Hand it off to Etienne. He runs up the middle and gets the 1st down, baby. Yeah, A&M won by like 11 points, I think. Hey, no problem, Tiger Nation. All right, 1st and 10. Lawrence steps up into the pocket, complete over the middle to the tight end. He's inside the 30, inside the 20, all the way down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 11 coming up. Was that Powell? I thought it was the tight end. Hold on, let me see this here. Yeah, that was Powell. I said the tight end. Hell, he's big. He's as big as a tight end. Lawrence hands it off to Etienne. He's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe a yard. That's Mrs. Peete. You hear I'm upstairs. She's all the way downstairs, and you can still hear her clapping. That's funny. You could hear that. All right, 2nd and 9 coming up. Lawrence back to pass, throws it over the middle, almost picked off. Powell was the intended receiver, and the Virginia Tech player got a hand on the ball, but couldn't bring it in. I don't really know what that was. I don't know if Powell didn't. I think Powell didn't run Powell didn't continue to run the route like he was supposed to. So Lawrence threw it where he was supposed to be, and he just didn't show up. And you could tell by the look on his face that he knew he screwed up on that one. That was on Powell. Yes, Mrs. Peete is a Clemson grad. That's true. Class of 2003, I think. 3rd and 9. You're going to dump it off to Etienne, and he gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. 4th down coming up. I'm assuming they're going to put the field goal unit on the field. Good defensive play there by Virginia Tech. Good open field tackle there. All right, so we got BT Potter out here to kick the field goal from the right hash. He's been pretty good this year, knock on wood. And he knocks it right through the middle. 3-0 Clemson. Was that Galloway? All right. That's what I thought. Michael, she won't do that. I've tried already. I've tried to get Mrs. Peete on the air before. She refuses to do it. So maybe one day she'll cave, but you have to know Mrs. Peete to understand. That's all I'm going to say about that. Mac Jones will throw for at least 400 yards and 4 to 6 touchdown passes. I don't disagree with that. Against LSU, I'd say something. Yeah, I'd say 300 something yards, 3 to 4 touchdowns. Mrs. Pete's amazing. Okay. She's just not YouTube is not her thing. You know what I'm saying? She leaves that up to me. I'm making a big enough mess of it. So Indiana's looking like a nice win. I bet on them. That's one I actually did bet. Indiana. What's that score? By the way, I need some of you guys in the chat since I'm doing the show and I'm reading the chat, I'm watching the game and everything. I'm not privy to a lot of the other scores that are happening right now. So just periodically, if one of you or multiple of you could just type in scores of games that are happening at the same time, I would appreciate that, just so I can be caught up without having to check out of YouTube and go look at the scores. I've only got one TV in here, so I don't plan on flipping back and forth like a maniac on air. Yeah, I saw that. I watched most of that Notre Dame game. That was the main one I was watching earlier today, and I watched about the first quarter and a half, or no, two and a half quarters of the Ohio State game at noon. (17-16) BYU over Coastal. Melissa May says, "Okay, guys, it's time for our game. Have a good night and roll Tide. Be sure to support the show." Thank you, Melissa, and good luck to your Tide tonight. You won't need it though. I doubt it. Yeah, I get the Big Ten Network. I get the SEC Network, the Big Ten Network, the ACC Network. I think that's it. 1st and 10, and big tackle by Turner in the backfield for a loss. Tech lost about 3 yards on the play there. What's up, Chris at Clemson? Big Ten Network has no viewers. I watched it. You know what? I don't watch the Big Ten like on a daily basis, but I watched a game on there last week. I can't remember which one it was now. It might have been was it Michigan and Rutgers? I don't remember. But there was a game on there last week. I think it was Michigan game that I watched. 2nd and 13. He's going to step back and he's going to pass it for a completion, and he's going to be short. He picked up about 5 on the play, I think, maybe 6. 3rd and 5 coming up. Kenneth C., I played some of your previous Ohio State posts to some of my friends. They cracked up with the Who's Your Daddy ones. Tell them to go to my YouTube channel and type in, I don't even know I don't know what the name of the video was, where I did the paternity test for Ohio State, where they found out that Clemson was officially their daddy. Quarterback sneak, or he gets flushed out of the pocket and he runs for a first down on 3rd and 5. You can't let that happen. This is what Ian Book did to them over and over and over again. First down. All right, so there's inside of 6 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. 1st and 10. Hokies from their own 36. A pitch to the running back. He runs around the left-hand side. It gets met by Spector at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and 10 coming up. I don't take credit for starting a lot of things. Bean, I really don't. I mean, anything anybody's done online is hardly ever original, but nobody started talking about the Clemson as Ohio State's daddy thing until I made about 10 videos about it. Now it's a common thing. Not saying that that's because of me, but it kind of is. I mean, I'm going to be real. I did so much Clemson is your daddy posts and YouTube videos, it's not even funny. 2nd and 9. First down, Virginia Tech. The funny thing about the Clemson is your daddy thing is how people misrepresent it. Anytime that a team beats another team now, people say that they're their daddy. And I've explained 100 times that in order to be somebody's daddy, they have to have never beaten you. Which is why South Carolina is Clemson's little brother, because they own them, long term. And in every facet of football, there is no measurement where Clemson doesn't own South Carolina in the same state. They're a little brother, but but South Carolina has beat Clemson, so they're not the daddy, they're the brother. 1st and 10. Wide open receiver inside the 10, inside the 5. What the hell? There was nobody within 10 yards of him when he caught that ball. First and goal, Hokies. If Clemson makes it to the playoffs and plays like this, they'll lose by 40 to Alabama. I'd rather them lose tonight and not and I hope Miami wins out and not even go to the ACC championship. That's what I'd rather happen. I'd rather them lose tonight than get their doors blown off of them by Alabama. Dropping shit. Yeah, that was embarrassing. The play before the touchdown play was embarrassing. Untouched into the end zone. That's embarrassing. The play before that was embarrassing. A receiver with nobody within 10 yards of him when he caught the ball. Jesus Christ. Hey, Jason, stick around, buddy. Stick around to the end of the game. We'll see. We'll see what phase they're in. Yeah, horrible defense is right. Yeah. I know it's not new. That's the reason I'm so pissed off right now. It's not that they just gave up a touchdown. It's that they've been doing this all year. They've been doing this all year. Look, Clemson can win by 40 tonight at the end of the day. I'll still be pissed about that, what I just saw just now. It's a good thing I got plenty of alcohol. Hey, what are you guys drinking? I got some Canadian whiskey here on ice. That's good. Double fisting over here. And an ice cold Heineken. For all you beer people out there. RG said he's drinking vodka with vodka. Sounds like my kind of guy right there. You know what's funny? I didn't start drinking vodka until a couple of years ago. I always hated it. And a couple of years ago, I started drinking it, and now I like it. It's weird. I'm a bit old to be, just starting to like the taste of things. Yeah, it's usually a kid thing. Well, kids don't drink vodka, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so weird thing. I used to hate the smell of vodka and the taste of it. Now I drink it all the time. Wild turkey for me, says Nittany. That's a good choice. I like wild turkey. Is it which one is it? Is it like the regular wild turkey, or is it the 100? Corey says moonshine all night. Nate says he's drinking chocolate milk with milk. What? Chocolate milk with milk? You mean you're drinking chocolate with milk, not chocolate milk with milk? Michelob Ultra, drink vodka, orange juice when Ohio. Vodka and orange juice gives me a heartburn. Too much acidity in that. Just drink the vodka straight. That's how I prefer it. I actually like vodka and tea, which is a weird combination, but I do like vodka and tea. American Honey 101. Oh, that's the real good stuff. Yes. That is good. All right, they're going to keep showing this. And that was the most pitiful defensive performance I've seen from Clemson all year. And there's been a bunch, and that was about as bad as it gets. 1st and 10 from the 25. Handed off to Etienne. He runs up the middle across the 30, picks up about 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4 coming up. Yeah, I like Blue Moon. You know what? I'm not a beer snob. I like all beer. I don't like stuff that's like really crazy. Like there's one that supposed to taste like weed. Like why would you want beer that tastes like weed? That's ridiculous. 2nd and 5. They're going to throw it to Powell, complete for a 1st down. Have you guys seen this one? You know what I'm talking about? Who's the brewer that does that? I can't remember. I was at the Carolina Ale House and they were like promoting it, and I was like, let me get a sample of that. You know what it smelled like? It smelled like bong water. Shit was disgusting. 1st and 10. Lawrence steps up in the pocket, throws it downfield over the middle into triple coverage. What are you doing? There has never been a receiver covered more than Powell was covered on that play. He's lucky that was not intercepted. What was that? That's a rare occurrence. Look, a fucking a sprinkler. You see this? The sprinklers came on. Look at this guy. What? Look at this guy. This Virginia Tech player is wearing blackface. That's not. That's not acceptable. Lawrence pitches it to Etienne. Etienne runs inside the 50 down to the 48. 1st and 10 Tigers. So, there's a first for everything. I don't think I've ever seen the sprinklers come on in the middle of a football game before. Travis throws to Amari Rodgers, and Amari Rodgers just goes right through his hands. What? This is really sloppy. I mean, this is this is concerning. This is as sloppy as I've seen them play. Lawrence dumps it off to the tight end, and he gets all the way about a yard short of the first down, all the way to the 40-yard line. It is irritating. Third and 1 coming up from the 40. Lawrence hands it off to Etienne, and he picks up the first down. He got about a yard and a half. Oh, look, the grounds crew is trying to fix the sprinklers. Look, plumber's crack. All right, Lawrence rolls around to his left, throws it complete to Amari Rodgers inside the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 Tigers. This game is wild so far. First and 10 from the 18. Going to hand the ball off, picks up another yard. Etienne. 2nd and 9 coming up. Michael says, I was umpiring a game a few years ago. The sprinklers came on and we had to postpone the game, and they wouldn't turn off for 2 hours, and it flooded the field. That's funny. Yeah, Trevor's not looking. He's not looking sharp right now. We'll see what happens. 2nd and 9. Lawrence rolls around to his left with the quarterback keeper. Touchdown, Tigers. He's out there pulling the Ian Book. Maybe I shouldn't put the extra point in here yet. But I'm going to. I'll change it if I have to. Extra point's good. Running game, I don't know if I'd say it sucks. It's definitely not up to standards, though. But here's the thing, man. You have to understand. All of these teams, every single team that Clemson plays this year has made a point to sell out to stop the run. Which is why what just happened, Trevor Lawrence walked in untouched on the fake handoff, but every team is saying if Clemson's gonna beat us, it's not gonna be with number 9. They're selling out to stop the run, and they're succeeding at it. But the problem is, unless you're a great team like Notre Dame is this year, then Clemson can beat you so many ways on offense. I mean, Trevor Lawrence can hurt you with his legs and with his arm if the running game gets shut down. So you have to pick your poison with them. But every team is definitely keying in on number 9. (14-12) Cal over Oregon in the second quarter. I was watching Game Day this morning with the Bear with his picks, and he picked Cal to beat Oregon outright, not against the spread, outright. 1st and 10, run to the left side, and Virginia Tech's going to pick up about 3 or 4 on the play. 2nd down coming up. Skalski's not in the game. Yeah, this is. Two different teams. When Skalski's in and when Skalski's out. Two different teams. What's up, George Biggers? Says GA here. There is no doubt about it that Clemson's offensive line is their biggest weakness. That's not enough up for debate. 14-10. Okay. What's the score of the Alabama game? Let's see. Still 0-0. The game's only been on for 3 minutes. It looks like Alabama has the ball inside of LSU territory, though. Mac Jones over the middle, complete. Inside the 20. Looks like Alabama's probably about to score on this first drive here. Who will be the Clemson quarterback next year? Uwe Ungalale, DJ, Big Cinco, number 5. I do think Corey Foreman's going to Clemson. So I'm keeping a close eye on that. Obviously, he was committed before he decommitted. Hold on, let me turn the Clemson game back on. He was committed before he decommitted. As soon as he decommitted, I made a video about it and said basically that I thought there was still a good chance that he would recommit. And so I think his top 3 schools came down to Southern Cal, LSU, Clemson. That's the top 3. And Georgia. I think Georgia was one of them. So he made an unofficial visit to Clemson last week when Clemson played Pitt. And then he was supposed to take another visit to LSU this week, and he canceled that visit after he left Clemson. I think there's a really good chance that he signs with Clemson. I do. And for those of you who don't know who we're talking about, Corey Foreman is the number 2 overall player in the country. He plays defensive end and outside linebacker. He's from California. I think Oregon might have been on his list too. Anyway, yeah. So he's an elite player. He would be a big pickup. Do I follow Clemson basketball? Yeah. I mean, I don't pretend to be a huge basketball or baseball fan because I'm not. I watch it casually, right? I have watched their. Who did I watch? I watched their first game. I know they're 3-0 and they beat a couple of Power 5 teams the first 2 games. They look really good this year. And I've been hard on Brad Brownell. Again, I'm not a huge basketball fan, so I'm not like, pretending like I'm some sort of expert on the team or anything. Like I'm certainly not. But I do know that Brad Brownell's been the coach there for like 11 years, and they've only been to one one NCAA tournament. That's unacceptable. So, but it appears as if they have a good team this year. We'll see what happens. I mean, of course, I'm going to pull for Clemson in every sport, but I'm just not a diehard basketball fan. (17-22). Coastal's beating BYU. All right, 2nd and 6. First down, Virginia Tech. This defense is going to give me a heart attack. What is it? The second quarter. This is going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. Seven to nothing Alabama. Anybody notice John Simpson playing more for the Raiders? He was hurt last week. He didn't play last week. John Simpson went to my alma mater, went to my high school. Fort Dorchester High School. That's where John Simpson went. He actually grew up in the neighborhood that my wife grew up in. So did Carlos Dunlap. You guys know Carlos Dunlap, defensive end for the Florida Gators, and now where does he play now? I think he plays for Seattle now, the Seahawks. He played for the Bengals for a long time. He also went to my high school. Yeah. If Skowski and Davis are both out, it's going to be a long night. I don't have a degree, Michael, and my wife's a lawyer. Shady McCord went to my brother's high school. That's cool. Who's the other player? Oh, AJ Green grew up about 10 minutes from me. He went to Somerville High School, which was the high school I went to's rival. Everybody knows Somerville High School. Somerville High School is one of the most famous football programs in the history of high school football. John McKissick was the coach there for 70 years. He's the winningest coach in history at any level. And that will his winning record will never be broken because he coached for 70 years. But yeah, that's where AJ Green went to school, was Somerville High School. He grew up right around the corner from me, like 10 minutes away. No, she's not. She's not a prosecutor. She prosecutes me though. uh, yeah. I went to college, didn't finish. I ended up going to business for myself instead. That's the path I chose. South Carolina has a lot of history. Oh yeah, man, Charleston is one of the most historic places in the country. Not just for, we're talking about back to the Revolution. It's yeah, it's an amazing place. I love it here. All right, 1st and 10. Hand the ball off. First down, Hokies. This is the tackling is atrocious. This looks like Oklahoma's defense. I 1st and 10. And they're going to dump it off to Hodge. He picks up about 3 yards. Clemson isn't a playoff team. Name 4 teams better. I'll wait. No, can't win the national championship with this defense. Alabama would have already scored 80. I mean, all right, 2nd and 5 coming up from the 48. Quarterback keeper, and he's going to be short of the first down. 3rd and short coming up. That was a what's going on here? Sir, come on. Listen. If you think Clemson's not good enough to win a national championship, I'll entertain that. But to tell me that Florida, Texas A&M, and Cincinnati are better than Clemson, you're high. 3rd and 1. First down, Hokies. Run to the left side. Yeah, well, I mean, everybody's got injuries. I mean, there's a noticeable difference, clearly, in every single game that Tyler Davis and James Skalski play in, and the ones that they don't. I mean, they are the two best players on the defense. Skalski is the quarterback of the defense, so not having them does hurt, but every team's got injuries right now. You're just digging yourself into a bigger hole, Jason. Virginia Tech might be better than Clemson. A 4-5 ACC team. See, now you've lost all credibility with me. 1st and 10. Run up the middle. He picks up about 2 on the run there. 2nd and 8 coming up. What's up, Tiger Nate? How you doing, buddy? I don't think Florida will beat Alabama either. The thing about that game is that Florida probably can score. I mean, even against Alabama. 2nd and 7. A pitch to the running back. Picks up a first down and more. Inside the 20. What's going on here? They blew a whistle. I don't know what happened. Did he step out of bounds? What's going on here? He stepped out of bounds. Yeah, he did. That's what it was. All right, 1st and 10 from the 25. Hokies lose about 4 yards on the play there. Running back runs into a wall, falls backwards. 2nd and 15 coming up, or 14. We'll see what they spot it. 2nd and 13, they said. Is Davis back in? Yeah, he is. Still no Skalski, though. Good luck with that, Dennis Wilson. Good luck with that. You guys forget, Clemson was down by 18 points to Boston College. 2nd and 13. Quarterback keeps the ball, runs up the middle, and he's going to... Oh, shit, this is going to be a fucking targeting call. Spector's going to be a... Great news. Our second best linebacker is going to be out now, too. Skalski, and now the second best linebacker is going to be out. Great news. They didn't call it targeting. They just called it a personal foul. What is the difference? See, this is the thing, and I'm happy that it's not as targeting, but what's the difference? I hate that rule. Because nobody knows the difference. There is no difference. Oh, it's on Virginia Tech. Never mind. 3rd and 24 coming up. They hand the ball off. Clemson gets penetration and gets him for a loss. 4th and a mile coming up. I thought it was on Clemson. I thought it was on Spector. See, I don't have the volume up loud enough. I'm just watching, and it looked to me as if Spector kind of did like a helmet-to-helmet deal on the tackle there. That's why I thought that. No, see, that's not true, though. See, this... look, targeting is supposed to be intentional head-to-head contact, but that's not the way the rule's written. It's so loose. Yeah, it's called on incidental contact. Absolutely, it is. Sam, no, I'm not. I don't know where you heard that, but somebody told you wrong. Not true at all. If you see people broadcasting the game, just check their subscriber numbers and then go back the next day. Subscribe to them. Go back the next day and see if the stream that they illegally broadcast is still up. It's not, and chances are their YouTube channel won't be around up either. Sir, I'm telling you. Okay. It's not happening, okay? I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. That's my wife, Mitch, in the background clapping. Mrs. Peete. Ironically, I can't watch the game with her. That's why I'm watching it with you. She is out of her mind when it comes to Clemson football. She just texted me. Hey, Sam. I hope you had a good time, buddy. It was fun, wasn't it? It was fun while it lasted, Sam. Good job, buddy. Sorry, I was answering my wife's text from downstairs. Ryan says, I wish my wife cared about college football. My boys at least watch. Well, I have the other problem. My boys, well, you know what? My boys are getting, I have two sons. They're getting a little bit more interested in football. But I have the opposite problem. My wife is into it, but my kids aren't. Can't be 10-7 and win a natty. So what's changed, RG? What's changed? So before this game, you thought Clemson was good enough, but now that it's 10-7 in the first half, they're not good enough. So what about Boston College game? They were down by 18 points at one point. Why does our defense suck? Well, that's a good question. I wish I knew the answer to that. I mean, look, they've allowed one touchdown. Yeah, we're definitely not good against the run. There's no doubt about that. All right, 1st and 10 Tigers from the 20. Lawrence is back to pass, and he gets hit, intercepted, and dropped. Was it? Did he drop it? Did he drop it? Did he drop it? I think he dropped it. What in the? Whoa. 2nd and 10. Hands the ball off to Etienne. Stutter steps up the middle. Picks up about 5. Do I think that Clemson will beat Irish in the ACC championship? I think it'll be a good game. All right, 3rd and 6 coming up from the 24. Lawrence steps up in the pocket. Nobody open. Runs to the sideline. Why do you throw it? He could have ran for the first down. There's nobody in front of him. You can run for the first down. Put your head down. Throws it to Galloway, who's covered. What is going on with Trevor Lawrence tonight? This is unlike him. He's off, man. There's no two ways about it. He's off tonight so far. All right, the kick is up. It's going to be returned. And they're going to get up to about the 49 or 50-yard line there. 1st and 10 Hokies from the 50. What was that last play by Lawrence? Normally, he just puts his head down and runs for the first down. There was one defender in front of him, which I still think he could have got 6 yards, even with that one guy there. Instead, he threw it to Galloway, who was covered and out of bounds. Normally, Trevor runs that ball. In that situation, he normally runs that ball. He'll take his chances. You're going to have to make a great tackle on him, or he's going to make you miss or run you over. Trevor's a big guy. All these people, Trevor Lawrence is a toothpick. This guy's 6'6", 240 pounds. Toothpick. Maybe. Worried about getting hurt. Hell, I don't know. Coastal is America's team. Why is Skowski not in? I'm assuming he's hurt. They haven't said, really. Clearly, he's hurt, or they're being. I don't know. Yeah, he's an elite. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is a really good running quarterback. I mean, he's way underrated in that category, which is why I'm shocked that he didn't keep the ball there. But whatever. What's up, Mike? 3883. How is Trevor looking? He's not looking good, man. Well, for Trevor Lawrence standards, he's not looking good. He's made some questionable throws. Made a couple of questionable decisions. He just looks like he's I don't know what's wrong with him. He's not settled in yet though. He's off. He's off. Doubling down on the moonshot. What's up, Corey? Yeah, well. Look, I'm not worried about the outcome of the game, chaps. Clemson's still winning the game, aren't they? Yeah, it's 10-7. Don't worry about the Clemson will make it to the ACC championship, but if they play like this, I'd rather. I mean, again, if this is the way they're going to look in the playoffs, I'd rather them lose tonight and just go ahead and end, just end it. But that's just me being a pissed off fan right now. I mean, Notre Dame looked like this. Look, Notre Dame wasn't Notre Dame losing today against Syracuse in the first half? They were losing to Syracuse. Virginia Tech's not good, but they're not Syracuse bad. We saw how that turned out. I mean, Notre Dame turned it on in the second half and blew them out. 2nd and 1, run up the middle again. For a first down for the Hokies. Picked up about 7 on the play. You can't. I mean, I'll tell you what. If you're anybody watching, if you're an Alabama fan, if you're an Ohio State fan, if you're a Notre Dame fan, if you're any fan of any team that might possibly meet Clemson at some point in this season, run the ball up the middle on them every play, and you'll beat them by 50. First and 10, screen pass met by the defenders for a loss. They're going to lose about 2 or 3 yards on the play there. That's the key to beating Clemson. And this is what Ian Book did too. He was running up the middle like there was... Buckeyes won't do that if it makes you feel any better. Yeah, they will. They'll do it against Clemson. 2nd and 12. I'm going to hand the ball off, and he's going to get taken down for another loss. Some good penetration here on these last 2 plays by the Clemson offensive line. Our defensive line looks like Simpson came in there for the tackle on that one. It's going to be 3rd and a mile coming up. I shouldn't be laughing at this. Clemson makes average running backs look like Derrick Henry. Should not be laughing at that. 3rd and 13 coming up. Back to pass, throws it deep down the left-hand side, incomplete. 4th and 13 coming up. Let's see what they're going to do here. This will be a long-ass field goal. Let's see what they do here. I'm not going to lie. I know zero about Virginia Tech's kicker. So it's a 55-yard field goal attempt. An effort to tie the game here. So what Clemson will do, just watch. They'll put ETN underneath the goalpost in case it's short, and he'll try to return it. That's what they always do. The kick is up. He's got the leg. He got it. What? Of course he got it. Oh, God. Tie game, folks. Tie game. Hey, at least we're not losing to Syracuse in the second quarter. I'm just kidding. That was a hell of a kick, though. Yeah, I mean, listen, that was a great kick. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it. I mean, that's a low percentage kick for a college kicker, 55 yards. Dependent Fanatic says this guy has been on top for too long. What? On top of what? Jason, now you're... Jesus. Jason. I appreciate him saying I've been on top. On top of what? It's still early. It still might be a blowout. We'll see. I hope it is. I like you too, Jason. I'm not mad at Jason. I'm mad at anybody. I'm mad at Clemson's defense. That's who I'm mad at. Everyone keeps talking about Coastal. What's the score? Is that game? Hold on. Must be a good game. What channel is that game on? I actually, let me check my, you know what? Let me check my bet now thing. It's on ESPNU. Okay, hold on. Here it is. Thank you. 7 seconds left. They're up by 5. I think I bet on Coastal. I can't even remember. Let me check my bet now account real quick. See what I bet on. Let's see. Yeah, I did. I took them. I took Coastal Carolina plus 10, $60. So I won that bet. No matter what happens in this game, they're covered to 10. Awesome. I did here. As soon as the line came out, I think I took Coastal because I thought it was too high. All right, so it looks like there's 3 seconds left, and they're inside the 20. BYU is. Again, no matter what happens here, I'll win the bet because they're not, 10-point spread. But I'd like to see Coastal Carolina pull this out. They got one play. BYU does to see if they can. I know the Clemson's guy. I can hear Mrs. Peete clapping. I just want to see this last play. Oh! Game over. Coastal wins. That was almost a touchdown. He was down about the 1 yard line. All right. What just happened? What did I miss with the Clemson game here? I heard Mrs. Peete clapping down there. I don't know what happened. It looks like 2nd and 8 coming up. Mrs. Peete, Mike. Yeah, we do need that. All right, so from the 42, Lawrence keeps the ball, runs up the middle for the first down. And I think he got across the 50. They're going to say he's short? What? Let's see if they spot it. They're saying he's short. I don't think he was short. Yeah, first down. All right. Coastal Carolina would beat South Carolina by 20 points or more. I'm not trolling. I really feel that way. That's how bad South Carolina is. All right, from the 50, 1st and 10. Hands it off to Etienne, and he's going to get about 3. Yeah, so you know what? All the people that have been trashing me in my own comment section every time I do my top 10 every week. No love for BYU, 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 BYU. Yeah, BYU just got beat by Coastal Carolina. 2nd and 7. Amari Rogers complete across the first down all the way down to about the 36. 1st and 10 Tigers. Coastal Carolina is in Myrtle Beach. Just outside of Myrtle Beach. I mean, it's Conway, South Carolina, which is basically like the neighboring town to Myrtle Beach. It's 5 minutes from Myrtle Beach. 1st and 10. Gonna hand it off. Is that Lynn J. Dixon? Grown man run inside the 20. Yeah. Yeah, I am. The reason I'm rubbing it in is because people have been trashing me on my own channel all season about not having BYU in the top 10. So I've been vindicated. What's up, Brad Pitt? 1st and 10. Hand it off to Lynn J. Dixon again. Spins it inside the 10. Touchdown, Tigers. They need to do as much of that as possible. Where the hell did I pull off my windscreen? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. I must have knocked it off. This is good because they need to do that a bunch more times because their defense can't stop a nosebleed. So. Oh, yeah, Mrs. Pete's an animal. And I mean that in the nicest way. What's up, Michael Sachs Jr.? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Luke Walker's in the house. I agree with you. I think there should be a group of 5 playoff. I'd watch it. I don't know why there isn't one, honestly. It's actually kind of ridiculous that there isn't one. Let's see here. Alabama's winning 21-0. Not surprised about that at all. I would love to see Coastal Carolina play Cincinnati. That would be awesome. That's why they need a playoff, because they're not going to play each other otherwise. No, Mrs. Pete don't play. No, she don't. That's a fact. Where's that Jack Wagon and Comrade? This Comrade right here, the one that's hashtag scared of Pete, that Comrade, that the one you're talking about? Hey, I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he'll be here on Wednesday night either, or Friday night, when I do my call-in show. I don't know where he'll be. He'll be watching. Chances are he won't be calling, though. So. He's scared. All right, 1st and 10. They're going to hand the ball off. Another run up the middle for about 4 yards. Shocker. Tater on Tater crime? No, he's actually not a Tater. That's what makes that picture so funny. He's a South Carolina alum. Wearing a Clemson hoodie. Yeah. What's up, Rob? Rob's here. See, Rob knows. Rob does the show with Comrade. See, here's the thing. Here's my theory. I like Comrade. But he's scared of me. I've gone on their show twice and owned him on the air, on the phone, and so he's scared to call into my show. And Rob knows him. Shit! First down, Virginia Tech. I was too busy talking about something else. That big play for the Hokies. Another run that they couldn't stop. Now, look, I'm trolling Comrade. I don't have a problem with Comrade. I think he's funny. But the fact still remains that he is scared to call my show. I mean, that's not me being a dick or anything. I like the guy, but he's scared to call my show. It is what it is. Tyler Davis is in the game, I think. Somebody was just asking for Tyler Davis news. I think he's in the game. All right, 1st and 10 coming up for the Hokies. He's going to roll around to the right. He's got all friggin' day. Throws it deep downfield into triple coverage. How is that not intercepted? It's halftime. He didn't get a touchdown, but what the hell? All right, so the halftime score is 17-10. Clemson over the Hokies. That was a wild play. Yeah, Mrs. Pete's mad. Yeah. If there's a silver lining to this, which at this point, I mean, there's two silver linings. Clemson's winning the game by 7 points, not losing. Silver lining is typically, at least this season, Clemson's defense in the second half of these games is miles better than it was in the first half. So I expect to see that again tonight. The biggest problem is Clemson can't stop a run. Forget that last play with the crazy Hail Mary pass into the end zone, got tipped, the player caught it, didn't get a touchdown. Forget that. Clemson's problem is not in the passing game right now. They can't stop a run. Well, that's a problem then, Rob. All they do is run it. All they do is run it. What are the? Can somebody look up the rushing stats for Virginia Tech for the first half? I bet they've got 100 yards rushing already. At least, probably more than that. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. I'm going to run and. I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere. Just chat amongst yourselves. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Back. I'm back in a minute. I'm going to switch over to another game. Hold on. Let me change this real quick. All right. Let's turn on the Alabama game real quick. What is it? 28-0? 28-7. Crimson Tide dominating. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody, is it? Look, man, if Clemson and Alabama played today, Alabama would beat them by 3 touchdowns. Good thing they're not playing today. Sooner West, what's up, bro? Scoring only 3 and being in the second quarter is so weird. That is weird. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, Bam is serious. Jamie Long. Oh, what is up with Trevor Lawrence throwing it to 88 when he's out of... Yeah. That was that was the most frustrating play on offense that I saw in the first half. I honestly, offensively, outside of the running game, again, and I said this in the first half, all these teams, they're selling out to stop ETN, and they're putting the ball in Trevor Lawrence's hands. Outside of that, I don't think that Clemson's offense is playing necessarily bad. I mean, with the exception of a couple plays, and that's one of them. The one where Lawrence was rolling out to his right, he could have ran for the first down, I think, pretty easily, and he threw the ball to Galloway, who was not only covered but out of bounds. I really can't even believe he did that. It could have easily been intercepted. Mark says that this Alabama offense is better than when they had Tua. Oh, man, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know if I can agree with you there. That's a bold statement. And not just because of Tua either. It's just when Tua was there, the Jerry Jeudy. I mean, I don't know. Now they're great. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if they're as good as they were with Tua. I know, Danny. I know. Coastal is the second best team in South Carolina. Bama's been the best team in college football. Going to be hard to be beat. I agree with all of that. Yeah, Clemson's playing sloppy, no doubt about it. What's happening to Clemson, Roberto? Look, guys. So here's what I'll say. We have short memories because Clemson has struggled in the first half against bad teams all year, and they're usually a different team in the second half. That's what I expect to see tonight, especially defensively. they'll make the adjustments necessary. Hopefully, they've got to find a way to stop the run. This Virginia Tech quarterback is not going to beat you with his arm. They need to sell out to stop the run. They need to do what Virginia Tech is doing. Sell out to stop the run. Make the quarterback beat you with his arm, and that's all there is to it. But as far as being worried about the outcome of the game, I'm not even close to worried. As bad as they played in the first half, they're still up by 7 points. As opposed to a few weeks ago, they were down by 18 points to Boston College in the first half and still won. And I think Boston College is a better squad than Virginia Tech is, honestly. What's up, Tiger Raven? Michael Morris says, why don't get a sign and be on TV like other fans? What? What? I agree with you. I don't want to make the playoffs if they're going to play like this. It'll be ugly. I'd rather them lose tonight and just go ahead and put us out of our misery. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, God, James Thompson. The answer to that is an emphatic no. ETN got a second-round grade last year. He would have been taken somewhere in the early or mid-second round, probably. If you look at the running back class from last year compared to this year, ETN will probably go in the first round, which means if he does go anywhere in the first round, even if it's the 29th pick, he will have made himself several $1 million more on his rookie contract than he would have if he went out last year. So, no, he did not make a mistake by coming back. The running back class this year is not near as deep as it was last year. He'll be the first or second running back off the board this year, and he'll make himself a lot more money. ETN's not going to be good in the NFL. I mean, sir, I can't. I disagree. He is the NFL. You know what? He might be better in the NFL than he is in college. I'm not even kidding. Look at the best running backs in the NFL. Unless you're Derrick Henry and you're 8 feet 10 and 900 pounds and can run a 4.4 and truck everybody. The most successful running backs in the NFL are exactly what ETN does. I think he'll be better at the next level than he is in college. I really do. Yeah, he's the prototypical running back that they are looking for in the NFL right now. No doubt. Burned out in the NFL. How would he be burned out? Are you talking about because he played 4 years of college? He averages 11 touches a game throughout his career. He could play 5 more years and not have as many touches as some of these other running backs for other teams that carry the ball 25 times a game. You get burned out. Oh, look, I'm not saying that ETN's going to be some kind of Hall of Famer and, be the best running back in the history of the NFL or anything, but yeah, he'll be a solid player at the next level. I'm almost certain of it. Uh-oh, LSU across the 40, across the 20, inside the 10, touchdown. LSU Tigers. 28-14. Look at LSU trying to show like they're doing something. Hey, they're keeping themselves in it. And give them respect for that. Oklahoma and Baylor's really bad, says John. I don't know if the ACC is the best conference of football for running backs, but they're the best conference of football for quarterbacks, and they have been for a long time. You know, a third for all of you math majors out there, a third is 33.3%. A third of the teams in the NFL, or 9 or 10, I think 9. I think there's 9 teams. 9 teams in the NFL have an ACC quarterback as their starter. Now, some of those quarterbacks probably shouldn't be starting, but they are. And I'll go ahead and end this debate right now for anybody who wants to list all 9 players that are starting in the NFL from the ACC. Don't tell me that Russell Wilson is a Big Ten player. He played 4 years. I think, or 3 or 4 years. I think he played 3. He played 3. He's a starter for 3 years at NC State. Graduated from NC State, transferred to Wisconsin for 1 year, and they try to tell me he's a Big Ten quarterback because he played for Wisconsin for 1 season. No. Russell Wilson's an ACC quarterback. Troll Tide says he's happy that BYU finally lost. Well, I'm happy because I'm happy for Coastal Carolina because I'm from South Carolina. The second best team in the state of South Carolina, by the way, Coastal Carolina would probably beat South Carolina by 20. But the reason I'm happy about it is I'm tired of hearing people tell me on my top 10 list that BYU should be in the top 10. We've learned that they shouldn't be. So that game answered all of those questions that we needed to be answered. BYU does not belong with the big boys. 2nd and 8 coming up for Clemson. I missed the first play there. Sorry. I was on my BYU rant. He hands the ball up. No, he's going to keep it. He rolls around to the left, and he's going to get tackled from behind. Great defensive play there for Virginia Tech. That's all that was. Lawrence, I don't think Lawrence knew he was in pursuit like that. I think he was looking for a lane to run in and just got caught from behind. It's a 3rd and 9. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Tigers. Etienne throws it complete to Powell. He's looking for room to run and gets caught 5 yards short of the first down. 4th down coming up. Punt coming up. Says James says, where's a good place to move down there? Well, I live in the Charleston area. I'm only a few minutes from Charleston. I think this is a great place to live. And apparently everybody else does too, because it's one of the fastest growing cities in the country over the past 10 to 15 years, and it's even getting worse now, or better, depending on how you look at it. But that would be my answer to that. Charleston. I think it's the best city in the state. Not even close. I like Greenville, too, which is right outside of Clemson. A big difference between the two. Obviously, Charleston's coastal town. We have a bunch of beaches, rivers, lakes, it's the low country, they call it, because it's flat and it's sea level. Greenville is a mountain town, an elevated town. But Greenville's a nice area too. I like Greenville. I always said if I was going to live anywhere in the state other than Charleston, it would be Greenville. 1st and 10. Another run up the middle, but he gets caught after about a 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8 coming up. I'm not a big fan of Columbia. Look, man, you've got the upstate and the low country. The upstate is Greenville area. You got the low country, which is Charleston. and Hilton Head, if you want to call it that. Even Hilton Head's an island, but anyway, the Midlands I'm not a big fan of. There's no mountains, there's no beaches. It's really nothing. It's just flat land, which is what Columbia is. Yeah. Yeah, Somerville grows like that's where I live, Somerville. Yeah. The whole Charleston area, Charleston, Somerville, 2nd and 6, and a good defensive play by the Tigers for no gain. Somerville, Goose Creek, North Charleston, the entire West Ashley area, which is basically the city of Charleston, and Mount Pleasant. They've all doubled in size and population in the past 10 to 15 years. No, I'm about an hour from Spartanburg. Hour and a half, maybe. 3rd and 6. A screen pass, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage for another good defensive play by Clemson. 4th down coming up. Punt coming up. Somerville has a Navy shipyard. No, so there's the shipyard closed in 1992, I believe. Now it's actually a prison for terrorists. Like all those people that were at Guantanamo Bay, they moved all of them to the Navy shipyard in Charleston. That's actually in Goose Creek. It's not in Somerville, but Goose Creek is only about 10 minutes from where I live. So it's the town right next to Somerville. 4th and 5. The punt is short. Clemson takes over inside the 50-yard line of Virginia Tech. Great field position here. 1st and 10 coming up. Yeah, Somerville is about 20 miles inland from Charleston. Like I can get in my car. I can be downtown Charleston in about between 20 and 25 minutes, depending on the traffic. It's all interstate. Straight shot from where I lived to the city. Is it just me, or does Ian Book look like a giant douche? I mean, I don't know. I like Ian Book. Why are you hating on that man? I'll tell you one thing about Ian Book. He's a gamer and a baller. I got nothing but respect for Ian Book. The guy's a gamer. He's a perfect example. You know what? We were just talking about Travis Etienne, how he translates to the NFL. And I think Etienne will be good in the NFL, maybe even better than he is in college. But Ian Book, he's not you know what he's like? And I hate to make this comparison because I don't think it's really that accurate. But if I'm thinking about quarterbacks that are Ian Book-esque in the past, from college, the way they translated to the NFL, I think he's sort of Tim Tebow-ish. I don't think he has a strong enough arm for the NFL. That's the number one qualification. I mean, his size is probably another issue. He's not real big, but I'm not a big person with size. I mean, I've been a Kyler Murray proponent since he came out. I always said that Kyler Murray is going to be great in the NFL because if he has Kyler Murray, for his people just focus on how short he is. He might have the best arm in the NFL. But, I mean, which is the reason he was drafted in the first round of the major leagues. The guy's got a world-class arm. World-class. And, but anyway, I think Ian Book is a little bit Tim Tebow-esque. I think his real threat is running the ball, and we've seen that this season. That's part of the reason that Notre Dame's been so successful this season on offense, is with him running the football. He's really good at it. He's deceptively fast. He's got good moves. He knows he knows when to run and when not to run. He's a really smart football player. I just don't think athletically that Ian Book is going to make it at the next level. I just don't. Mafu. Thank you, sir. $15 donation. You are entered into the contest. Every super chat and every PayPal enters you into the contest to win a mask or a $20 Amazon gift card. I'll be doing the drawing on Friday, December the 18th. He says, rule of thumb for any team wanting to beat Clemson, score 28 points, an average of 7 points per quarter. Only 3 teams have beaten Clemson with less since 2012. I'll give you another $5 if you can name the 3. Since 2012. Man, that's a good question. Let me think about it for a second. Georgia. 2nd and 12. First down, Clemson, Powell. Georgia in 2013. Florida State in 2014. And Alabama in 2017. 1st and 10. Incomplete. Is that right? Daniel Wade wants to know, how did I meet the missus? High school sweethearts, buddy. Started dating Mrs. Peete when I was 15 years old. Not Georgia. 2nd and 10. Oh, a broken tackle. And he's going to pick up about 4, I think. 3rd and 6 coming up. What is this? Did they turn it over? No, they didn't turn it over. He was down. 3rd and 6 coming up. Yeah, me and Mrs. Peete have been together for almost 25 years. Been married for 14. 3rd and 6. Lawrence back to pass, throws it to the right side, complete for a first down. It was a good play there. Vandy Dandy, you're skating on thin ice. You know I like you, man. Florida State, Syracuse, and Alabama. So I got 2 of them right. I got 2 out of the 3 right. 1st and 10. Lawrence up the middle with the quarterback keeper, picks up about 5 on the play. I need some moonshine. Well, I just went, during halftime, I just went down and took a couple shots of whiskey. So, I don't have any moonshine, though. Wish I did. I might get some. My father-in-law brings some down for me sometime. Actually, that does not happen. For anybody who's watching, that does not happen. Nobody brings me moonshine. 2nd and 5. ETN up the middle. Did he get the first down? I think he did. We'll see where they mark him. I think they're going to mark him about a foot short. Oh, and then he just moved the ball back again. High school sweethearts, not middle school sweethearts. I mean, who's 15 in middle school? Come on now. 3rd and 1. First down. Is moonshine illegal? Yeah. Yeah. It's illegal to make. Illegal to transport. I don't know if it's illegal to own, but it's definitely illegal to make or transport. Yes, I do, Corey. 1st and goal. ETN up the middle. Picks up about 7, all the way down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 3 coming up. They marked him at the 4, not the 3. JT, thank you for the super chat, sir. It says, hey, Pete, since we live in the same town, hopefully we can get together the local Clemson club and live game reaction soon. You know what? I've thought about going to that. I'm not a part of that club though, so I don't know how that all works. Second and goal. Are you? Do you belong to that? A penalty against Clemson there. How do I introduce myself? I don't know what you mean by that. I introduce myself by my name. Second and goal. Hands it off to ETN. ETN's going to fight for a yard maybe. Third and goal coming up. I don't know what the hell that was. Oh, how did I how did I introduce myself to my wife in high school? Um, I asked her if she needed a ride home because I wanted to give her a ride home, and she accepted because she needed a ride home, and I gave her a ride home. Third and goal. Lawrence intercepted. What the hell? Sorry, I had to mute. I had to mute the microphone for a second because what I just said couldn't be heard on air. Turnover, Trevor Lawrence. Clemsoning, yeah, right. Um, I just raged off of camera. Does the Rona make you a worse football player? What does that even mean, dude? Hey, look who it is. It's Jet Ski Grizzly showing up. He likes to show. You know what? Jet Ski Grizzly only shows up on these streams when Clemson is struggling. But the joke's on Jet Ski Grizzly because Clemson's actually winning the game. He's having a good time with himself though, so we'll entertain Jet Ski Grizzly. He's having a good time. You pretty sure you can guess what I was saying? Yeah. I'm just messing with you, dude. I mean, look, at some point you've got to give credit to Virginia Tech. They're playing a good game, but this is it's actually pretty pitiful. Lawrence, I think Lawrence is the best player in the country, but not tonight. He is off. He's thrown at least three balls that should have been and could have been picked off already. Bad decisions. That one play that I've mentioned three times already. To Galloway when Galloway was out of bounds and covered, that was a bad play. This play here was a bad play. He's not playing good tonight. He's not. DJ over Lawrence. Well, I think DJ is going to be a great player, obviously, but he's not better than Lawrence right now. I mean, there's no really, no. What if Clemson loses just for Miami to lose to UNC next week? Clemson still goes to Charlotte. Yeah, well. Anyway, sorry, flag on the play here. I missed that play. I didn't even see it. Coastal Carolina replacing Clemson. Yeah, right. Would anybody bet 1,600 to win 100 on Clemson in the money line? Well, who would do that? Why would anybody bet 1,600 to win 100 anyway? No. That's a stupid bet. That was a terrible interception. 1st and 20 coming up from the 10-yard line. Quarterback keeper, and he picks up about 2 or 3. Clemson got the ball back. Fumble on the play. No, so now Clemson's back in the red zone. Crucial turnover there for the who's that? Goodrich that got the recovery? It looks like it was. Yeah, fumble. You couldn't see it from the camera angle. The only way you saw it until after the play was over. Now they're showing the replay from the other angle. Yeah. Ball is clearly out. Goodrich jumps on top of it. In the red zone. He was down. Yeah, right. No. Are you guys trolling? He's down? The guy was standing straight up. All right, Lawrence with the quarterback keeper inside the 10 all the way down to about the 6. That runs out of bounds. 2nd and goal coming up. Or 2nd and 5 coming up. You guys keep saying he was down. What were you watching? Yes, Mrs. Pete's the color commentator. 2nd and 5. Lawrence with the keeper again, rolls around to the right side, puts his head down, touchdown, Tigers. It's about time that Clemson's defense stepped up and did something meaningful in this game. Here we are with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Clemson up by 2 scores. I am very mild-mannered. Part of that is because I know that I'm on YouTube. So it's part of it. What I said off camera did not encourage Clemson to bounce back. You can imagine what I said off camera. Am I praying? James wants to know. Am I praying for what? Texas A&M going to get exposed in a bowl game. I mean, Texas A&M's a good team. I mean, I think at this point in the season, you've got to give respect for winning, and they're winning. Might not always be pretty, but they're winning. Now, offensively, there's a lot to be desired there, but Texas A&M's a good team, man. What's the amazing stat? Alabama versus LSU played 2 games and had a grand total of 1 touchdown. Alabama versus LSU in the first half, not even over yet, has 7. What's wrong with Clemson today? Well, the same thing that's been wrong with Clemson all season, quite frankly. Defensively, especially when Skalski's not in, take it for what it's worth. It seems like a different defense when Skalski's in and when he's not. He's not tonight, which they haven't said what's up with him, unless somebody knows something I don't. I'm assuming he's aggravated his injury or whatever. He's still on the sideline with his helmet on, but he's not in the game. On top of that, Trevor Lawrence has been shaky at best tonight, looking nothing like he normally looks like. So all those things considered, and they're still up by 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. So I'm not going to complain. Lawrence just does not look good tonight, though. He's just off. Oh, he's in street clothes now. Okay. So, yeah, he's definitely not coming back in. He must have aggravated. He had a sports hernia, and he had a surgery like a month ago. And so he must have aggravated that. I don't know. What do I mean? The defense isn't doing well? They've only scored 10. Well, sometimes the score does not reflect how the game's going. So, yeah. All right. So they're holding them to 10 points. That's great. And that is good. But I've been watching the game, and the defense is getting gashed over and over and over again, especially in the running game. Yeah, I hope it's just precautionary. All of the teams outside of Alabama, I'll give Alabama the pass, but every single team in the top 4, hell, in top 10, certainly in the top 4, they all have deficiencies. So this is not like, it's not surprising. And it's been that way all season, too. 1st and 10. And they're going to pick up about 3 yards on the run. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Hokies. SEC dog because they're trying to win the game. Has nothing to do with the NFL. That's why they're running them. And this is the other thing. I don't understand what people have been watching under Dabo. Dabo Swinney's been the head coach for almost 13 years now at Clemson. This is Clemson's offense. This is what they do. It hasn't changed. They've changed multiple offensive coordinators. This is Dabo's offense. And Dabo's offense, the quarterback runs the ball 10 to 15 times a game. Almost as much as the running backs do. 2nd and 7. Almost like you take ETN averages between 11 and 13 carries a game. Every quarterback under Dabo Swinney's tenure has run the ball 8 to 10 times a game at least, sometimes more. It doesn't matter who they are. And Lawrence in high school was not he didn't run a lot. When he came to Clemson, he did, because that's what they do. You'll see, the same thing with DJ Uiagalelei next year. DJ did not run a lot in high school. Even though he's a big guy, he's a pocket passer. He's going to run a lot in Clemson's offense next year. 10 times a game, probably. 3rd and 7. Oh, damn, that was nasty. Sack. Somebody pulled a stretcher out. Somebody pulled a stretcher out. Fourth and 17 coming up. The punt is up. A fair catch called by Amari Rogers down at the 29-yard line. Uh, uh, uh. Look, SEC dog. Sir, you've got to be trolling. You've got to be. I'm not saying you don't know anything. I'm just telling you that they're gonna. Clemson's offense runs the quarterback a lot. That's the way it's always been. It's the way it's always going to be. That's all I'm saying. Dabo Swinney's job is not to look out for Trevor Lawrence's NFL career. It's to win games at Clemson. And if he's throwing the ball like he's throwing it tonight, which is complete shit, by the way, then yeah, he's going to run them a lot too. He might run it 5 more times tonight. They don't pay the guy $9 million to make sure Trevor Lawrence doesn't get hurt. Second and 10. Flag on the play. Against Clemson, false start. Why do people hate BYU so much? Because they're overrated. Clearly, we saw that today. On top of that, I don't know if you've looked into BYU's history. You can't be openly gay and go there. They'll kick you out of school. So they're bigots on top of that. That's the reason people hate BYU. Second and 15. And Lawrence keeps the ball, gets back to the line of scrimmage, third down. I'm SEC dog. Are you going to argue with Dabo Swinney's strategy on offense? It seems to me that it's worked out pretty well for him and the Clemson Tigers over the past 12 years. It's worked out really well, actually. Third and 15. Lawrence, under pressure, throws it into the ground. What in the hell? I'm actually to the point, I used to not be that guy that wished that Clemson was in the SEC. I'm to the point now. I'm starting to go that route. I almost wish that Clemson was in the SEC at this point. And it has nothing to do with their path to the playoffs or anything like that. It's more for selfish reasons, especially with Florida State being so bad. There's just nobody in the Atlantic Division right now, and probably for the foreseeable future, that's going to be able to compete with Clemson. And from a fan standpoint, from somebody who looks forward to these games every single week on a week-to-week basis throughout the year, I want to see better matchups, more exciting matchups. And so I'm getting to the point where I'm almost wishing that Clemson was in the SEC. But first of all, it's not going to happen, so it doesn't matter. Clemson in the East would be lit. I'm with you there. I would love to play Georgia and Florida every year, and Tennessee, and that would be awesome. That would be fun. God bless Pigskin Pete. Yes, I need all the blessing I can get. I wish Miami and Clemson played every year. At least every 3 years or something, not every 6, 7 years. That's why I don't like the divisions. SEC Dog's not a troll. No. You see that? You see his name's in blue and he's got a wrench by his name. I wouldn't have him that way if he was a troll. He believes what he's saying. Nothing wrong with having his own opinion. I just disagree with it. All right, this play is under review for our lateral pass. That was the ruling on the field. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third quarter here. They reversed the call. Why is Ian Book on the screen right now? Why? What is Ian Book doing on the Clemson versus Virginia Tech broadcast? What? I mean... 4th and 15. He shanked the punt. What are you doing? That was worse than Sarah Fuller. What was that? First and 10, they're going to run the ball and pick up about a yard. That might have been the worst punt I've seen all year. SEC Player of the Week. I don't think she was it. She was the special teams SEC Player of the Week, which is ridiculous in itself, but... So it looks like Smith made a great catch. I'll see it on ESPN. 2nd and 8. Oh, fumble! Tied it. Oh, get it! Get it! Picked it up! Kendrick's got it! He's running! He's gone. He's gone. Touchdown, Tigers. Touchdown, Tigers. Captain Butterfingers over there with the second fumble of the night. The number of views is about to go down because now it's turning into a blowout. Which the only reason people are here, except for if you're a loyal viewer, which most of you are. The reason a lot of you are here just is because Clemson was only winning by 7, and you thought that was some kind of achievement. Misery loves company. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not. Maybe I'm being picky. I'm still not impressed with the way Clemson's played tonight overall. I mean, yeah, they're winning by 21. That's great, and yeah, but they played sloppy all night. George Biggers says, "Why are their names in a blue wrench? The people there whose names are in blue with a wrench are moderators. That means they can time people out if they get crazy and start saying racist or homophobic things or start talking about my wife or my kids, and I don't catch it. They say something crazy, then they can kick you off. That's what that is." Pack in the dirt, Pete. Virginia Tech is buried. So there's a minute and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. 31-10. Tigers. 1st and 10 for the Hokies from the 25. They're going to run up the middle, and they're going to stop it. Now, what did I say at halftime? I said, sell out to stop the run if you're Clemson. This quarterback is not going to beat you with his arm, and they have done that. Clemson's defense in the second half of games this year looks completely different than the first half of games this year. It's not even close, and that's a credit to the coaching staff and, of course, the players. Mainly Brent Venables. Nobody adjusts at halftime better than Brent Venables. Nobody. Should Clemson's defense play offense? 2nd and 6. Another run up the middle for first down. I just got done praising their run stopping ability in the second half, and then just, I mean, a mile wide running lane up the middle. Jeez. Pac-12. Pac-12 is worse. And that's saying something. And you know what? I was giving the Big 12 a lot of hell earlier in the season, and they deserved it. I mean, they lost like 3 games to the Sun Belt. They don't have anybody that's has better than 2 losses. But I would take pretty much. Let's say you take the. Let's put it this way. Let's say you take the top tier team, whatever you consider them to be. It's got to be Oklahoma, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. Top 3 teams in the Big 12, right? Put them against the top 3 teams in the Pac-12, Oregon, USC. Fuck, I don't even know who the third one. Arizona State. Washington lost today. Maybe they're one of them. I don't know. Put them against them. The Big 12 wins those games. I think the Pac-12 is really bad this year, and it's not even necessarily their fault. I mean, look at what they had to go through. I mean, life is just different on the West Coast during the coronavirus than it is in the South. So it's not even really necessarily their fault, but it is what it is, and they're bad. Pac-12's bad. That's why I don't know if you guys saw my call-in show last night. If you didn't catch it live, I don't know what the timestamp is, but go onto the stream if you didn't hear it. Mark Rogers called into the show last night, and we had about a 10 or 15 minute conversation about the playoffs. And I agree with some of the things he says. I disagree with a lot of them. When we have a different philosophy about the playoffs, but that's not what I'm talking about here. The playoff conversation is a never-ending conversation. But one of Mark's points was that he thinks that the current playoff situation is not fair, and that he thinks that there should be a reward for winning a conference. In other words, he wants an 8-team playoff, and if you win your conference, you should be in the playoffs. I vehemently disagree with that. And because well, the reasoning this year, does the Pac-12 champ deserve to be in the playoffs this year? They would get beat by 80 by anybody outside of their conference that's a playoff caliber team. Anybody. The Big 10 champ, the Big 12 champ, the SEC champ, the ACC champ, any of them would beat Oregon, USC, Arizona, any of them by 50. Conservatively. 3 years ago, I think it was 2018, 2 years ago, Clemson played a 5-loss Pitt team in the ACC championship. So I asked Mark, I said straight up, so 2 years ago, if Pitt would have upset Clemson in the ACC championship as a 5-loss team, you think they deserve to be in the playoffs? And he said yes. Now, come on. A 5-loss Pitt team deserves to be in the playoffs? Does anybody believe that? No. Sorry. Nobody wants to see that. Including me. What's up, Samuel Jones says Clemson is peaking at Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just not having a great night, but they're still up by 3 touchdowns, so I'm not going to complain. Kidder 96, the Hokies are from the state. Huh? No, I mean, I like Mark does know. I mean, he's he knows college football. This guy's a stat machine. Like he knows the history. He knows way more about way more teams than I do, because I'm I focus on a certain group of teams from year to year. I'm not one of these people that's like studying the roster of friggin' whatever Kansas. Like Mark will do videos about Kansas and know what he's talking about. He's a smart guy. He knows college football. I just disagree with him on this one subject. That's all. Definitely no disrespect. He knows what he's talking about. He just has a difference in opinion than me on that. 1st and 10. And Hokies are going to pick up about 5 on the play. Yeah, Brandon, I just don't think that whether there's 4, 6, 8, or 10 teams, which 10 teams would be a disaster. Anything more than 8 would be a disaster, in my opinion, as far as the devaluing the regular season. I don't think you're going to see a different outcome. That's my biggest thing. If you look at the 6 years of the playoffs, every single team that's won the national championship in the playoff era was the best team in the country that year. So I don't think it matters if there's 4 or 8. You're going to get the same outcome, most likely, most of the time. Probably, not maybe 1 out of every 10 years, you might have this outlier that gets hot, and who's the 7 seed and maybe makes a run to the national championship. But pretty much every year, one of those top 4 teams is going to be the one that wins the title. I mean, I'm willing to bet a lot of money on that. It might be more exciting. Yeah, I mean, I guess from a fan perspective, got to be. It's a very thin line, though. For me, according to me anyway, in my opinion, it's a very thin line. Then you start having 2 and 3 loss teams make the playoffs at 8 because they're in a good conference, and that devalues the regular season. 3rd and 6, a pass to the right side, he picks up the first down. Good play there on offense by Virginia Tech. He fought his way for the first down there. 1st and 10 Hokies. And again, I'm not saying that it never could happen. I'm not saying it's completely impossible for the 7 or 8 seed if there's an 8-team playoff. It's completely impossible for one of those teams to win. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just going to be a very outlying situation. It's going to be again once every 10 years or something. 1st and 10. Run up the middle for about 5. Another run up the middle for about 5. How many times have I said that tonight? A lot. All right. From the Clemson 47-yard line, 2nd and 5 coming up. 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter. 12 minutes and 45 seconds. We're going to attempt to run the ball up the middle and get about a yard. Still short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 2 coming up. Let me change the quarter on the screen here. Tommy Bowden? No. 3rd and 2. And they stop him short of the line of scrimmage for a loss. 4th down coming up. Good stop there by the Clemson defense. Yeah, he did. He did admit that. Tech's cardboard cutouts in the stands are starting to cry. You know what I just now noticed? So Tech's not allowing any fans there? That's what it looks like to me. Most of the teams in the ACC are. Surprised they're not. 4th and 4. And the quarterback's going to get a missed tackle. Then he gets tackled for a sack by Bentley. He loses about 5 yards on the play there. Man, this looks like a different defense than it did in the first half. Who said that might happen? Anybody remember who said that might happen? Anybody remember anybody that might have said that the second half defense was going to look better than the first half? I can't think of who might have said that. Anybody know? I can't remember who it was. Somebody said it, though. Where's Clemson at? What? Yeah, that guy Pigskin might have said something along those lines. Is Cal really about to beat Oregon? Says Mr. Troll. On game day this morning, the Bear, Chris Felica, he said that he picked Cal to beat Oregon outright on the money line. He said take the money line bet. I think the spread was like 10 points or something. He said take the money line, which a 10-point money line bet is like plus 400. So that means if you would have bet Cal and bet $100 and Cal wins outright, that's a $400 payout. Oh, Roberto, I thought you were asking where Clemson. I was like, I know you're a Clemson fan. Why are you asking where Clemson is? Yeah. No, they're in Tech territory. I did not see LSU losing as bad as they did this year. I have hundreds of videos in the offseason to back up what I say. So, yeah, I'm not making anything up. I said that LSU was not going to be in contention for the SEC or the playoffs this year, but just based on the amount of play, they lost 18 players to the NFL. 18. They lost their passing coordinator and Joe Brady to the Carolina Panthers. And they lost their Heisman winning quarterback. I was like, LSU, and they recruit well. But for anybody to expect that LSU is going to be one of these teams that has a dominant season like that, lose that many players and coaches in one season and think they're going to be great the next year, you're delusional. Now, I did not see LSU being as bad as they are. But you know what? If I'm an LSU fan, I'm not really worried about it. I think in 2021, 2022, as the natural cycle happens with players coming and leaving, I think LSU is going to be a really good team again. They're just they've been unbelievably bad this year, though. No. Bean says, "Will Joe Brady end up coaching at South Carolina?" I don't think so. I think it's either going to be Beamer or the coach from Coastal Carolina. One of those two. 1st and 10. Lawrence over the top. Oh, and Powell just drops it, but there's a flag. Powell, that was a walk-in touchdown if he caught it, and it just bounced off his hands. Are they going to call this against? Is this an offensive pass interference on top of it? So it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Only a few of the LSU fans on my channel have stuck around. If you go back on my YouTube channel a year ago, well, leading up to the national championship game, I made multiple videos, maybe at least one a day, sometimes multiple videos, just trolling LSU, having a good time with them. Hundreds of them, thousands of them even. Some of those videos got 10, 20,000 views. They have all gone away, with the exception of like 5 of them. 1st and 25. And Clemson gets tackled for a loss. Yeah, all those LSU fans from last year told me after LSU beats Clemson in the national championship, which did happen, that Pigskin Pete's YouTube channel was going to go away because he was going to be so embarrassed. Meanwhile, they showed up for one day afterwards and haven't been back since. Shocker. 2nd and 26. Caught by Powell. Inside the 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Tigers. Yeah. Pigskin Pete's lock of the week was Clemson minus 22. Pigskin Pete's lock of the week. That's right. Pigskin Pete's lock of the week was minus 22. Hope you bet it like I did. What's up, Sports Expert 101? No, he wasn't wide open. That was actually pretty good coverage. It was a great catch and tight coverage, and then he outran him at the end. And listen, for people, I know I have a bunch of Clemson fans in here, and so Clemson fans know all about Cornell Powell. But outside of Clemson fans who don't really pay attention to that sort of thing, a lot of people didn't even know who Cornell Powell was if you're not a Clemson fan coming into the season. He's a senior. He's been on the team. He's been fourth or fifth or sixth even on the depth chart every year. This season, Cornell Powell, it has been unbelievable. I don't even think I've ever seen a player in a Clemson uniform that made such a leap from one year to another in his senior year as Cornell Powell. He might have from last season to this season, he might have been undrafted. Now he'll probably go in the second or third round. That's the difference that he's made in one season. He has been unbelievable, especially with all the listen. Clemson's top two. Well, Amari Rogers is top two, so he's been in for most of the season. Justin Ross, Ngata, and Ladson have all been. Ross is out for the season. Ngata and Ladson have only played a total of 2 games between the two of them. This has been wide receiver, by committee as far as Clemson's concerned. And Cornell Powell has stepped up and then some. He's been the bright spot of the offense. He's been the best player on the offense outside of Trevor Lawrence this entire season, especially in the big moments. Yeah, Powell's a senior. And, this is his last year of eligibility except for the fact that it's a coronavirus year. He could still come back next year as a 6th-year senior because of the eligibility rule with COVID. I don't know if he will. I think he would probably shouldn't come back, honestly, because, again, like I just said, I think he's worked his way into being a second, third, fourth-round pick at the latest. He might as well capitalize on that. But he could come back if he wanted to. He's played unbelievable. If you would have told me before the season started that what he's done this season, I wouldn't have believed it. It's been the biggest shock of the team, really. Trevor better dodge the Jets. Yeah, I don't think he will. I'm not convinced that the Jets are going to take a quarterback with their first. You know what I think is going to happen? And this is just, I don't know. I could see a situation where the Jets trade their first pick with somebody. I don't even really know if quarterback is the Jets' problems. They got so many other problems that I guess there's a philosophy that you can't pass on the best player in the draft, and that might be Trevor Lawrence or whatever. But I don't know, man. I think that I could see them trading their pick. But regardless, Trevor Lawrence is not ducking going to the Jets. If they draft him, I believe he'll go there. That's just the way, that's the way I feel. They are terrible. I'm not saying they're not terrible, but every team that picks first in the draft is terrible. That's the reason they're picking first in the draft. Plus, if you look at it from a financial standpoint, whether it's the Giants or the Jets, the New York market is a cash cow for somebody like Trevor Lawrence. The endorsement deals, the publicity. It's the biggest sports market in the world. The entire world. New York City is the biggest sports market in the world. Anybody who gets drafted there will be foolish not to go there for financial reasons. Now, for football reasons, that's a different story. But I don't see him. I don't see him dodging it. First, Adam Gase. He's got to be the worst coach in my lifetime. Maybe at least in the top 3. How he even got the job there to begin with blows my mind. And how he still has a job blows my mind even more. He'll get fired after this. I don't think they're keeping Gase. If they keep Gase, that might be the only situation if I'm Trevor Lawrence. If I'm like, man, I know they're bad, but if they're that fucking stupid to keep Adam Gase, I probably wouldn't want to go there. But I think he's going to get fired. Yeah. I think I bet on the Canes, too. I think I took them minus 15. What's the score there? Maybe I didn't bet them. I did pick them, though. I can't remember what I did. I'll have to go look. Smith is all. Smith's yeah. Smith is a beast. Alabama's loaded, man. Loaded. John, I mean, as bad as the Texans are, I mean, outside of Deshaun Watson, I still think they're a better organization. Not by a lot, but I think they're a better organization than the Jets. The Jets are a dumpster fire. The Jets are the South Carolina Gamecocks of the NFL. Perpetually bad run organization. And Houston's made some questionable decisions, obviously, but they're not Jets bad. And they have better personnel than the Jets do, too, overall. Yeah, I agree. If they play today, I agree with you. Clemson would lose today. But today is not next month, you know. 2nd and 7. Virginia Tech quarterback keeps it, and nobody's even around him, and runs for 15 yards up to the 45-yard line. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Clemson's defense is starting to play this zone soft bullshit, you know, because they're up by 28 points. They'll probably do enough to let Virginia Tech score and make me lose my bet. That's what they'll do. Bean wants to know my ideal playoff seeding. Who do I want to see Clemson play in the semis? Well, if Clemson beats this, and this is it, because if Clemson loses to Notre Dame, they're not making the playoffs. So I have to assume if they're in the playoffs that they beat Notre Dame. So assuming that happens, which is a big assumption at this point, but assuming that happens, I think Clemson would be the number 2 seed. And I think that Notre Dame would be the number 4 seed. Who the one and Alabama would be the number 1 seed. So who the number 3 seed is yet to be determined. But 2nd and 10, big running play inside the 20, passing play. Sorry, inside all the way down to the 5-yard line. So Virginia Tech's about to score a touchdown, probably. Big play there by them. What was I saying? Oh, 3 seed. Whoever the 3 seed is will play Clemson. But I think in the scenario that Clemson beats Notre Dame in the ACC championship, you'll see Alabama versus Notre Dame in round 1, which is bad news for Notre Dame, by the way. So. Man, shout out to Chris the Bear Felica. He called it. He said Cal would beat Oregon. Straight up. As a 10-point underdog. He called it. I almost wish I would have taken that money line bet now. Probably Clemson versus Ohio State. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I mean, we all know what has to happen between now and the playoffs for Ohio State to even be eligible to. So there's a lot that has to happen, but I think that's a fair assessment. If not Ohio State, who? Florida, even as a 2-loss team. Oklahoma is a 2-loss team. I don't know. BYU's out of it, out of that conversation. Cincinnati, maybe. That's a possibility, I guess. First and goal, Hokies run up the middle, and he's met with authority at the line of scrimmage. He picks up about a yard. Inside of 8.5 minutes in the fourth quarter, 38-10 Tigers. Second and goal coming up. Why wasn't the Mullets versus the Mormons a primetime game? Maybe it should have been. It was a good game, wasn't it? I mean, I think the real answer to that is because it's still Coastal Carolina and BYU, no matter how exciting the game was. They're going to hand the ball off. Fumble! Tigers got it. Yeah. Clemson ball, baby. The third fumble recovery for the Tigers tonight. And he just got completely demolished at the line of scrimmage. Ball flew out. And Clemson comes up with the ball. Money. Money, 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 money. Shit, that hurt to do that. All right, 1st and 10. They're going to hand the ball off. Big run up the middle, across the 30, across the 50. All the way down to about the 35-yard line of Virginia Tech. Big run there. About a 50-yard run on the play. This is now just a beatdown, people. Virginia Tech's they're out of gas. They're running on fumes. Lawrence back to pass, throws it deep down the left-hand side, and incomplete, intended for Powell. That was good defensive play there. A little bit underthrown by Lawrence there. Lawrence has just not been on tonight, man. And as a Clemson guy, I hate to say this, but it is what it is. Any Heisman, hopes that he had, I think have gone out the window now. Based on, if he would have come out tonight and thrown for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he's up there with everybody. But right now, he hasn't played great tonight. They're going to hand the ball off around the left-hand side, picks up about 6. If Clemson ends up staying and covering this game, I had 2 locks of the week this week, and both of them will have come through, which is good because my locks of the week have been pitiful. I've been winning more money on the games that I'm not that sure about, then my locks of the week have been pitiful all year. So, 3rd and 3, they're going to hand the ball off, and he's going to get taken down for a loss. 4th down coming up. The basketball team looks great. They're off to a better start this year than I've seen in a long time. Obviously, long season. We'll see what happens when they get into ACC play. They beat first game of the year. They beat Mississippi State. Then they beat Purdue. Then they completely waxed South Carolina State by like 80 points. They're a good team this year. They're definitely a tournament-worthy team. How far they'll go in the tournament, we'll see. But again, I'm not really a basketball guy, so I watched Clemson basketball, root for them, follow them loosely. That's about it. Cheers, James. He says, cheers, Pete. Cheers, buddy. Cheers. Cheers to all of you. Thank you. A lot of you guys, it looks like there's about 60 people in here, 50-something people in here right now. Most of you have been troopers and been here all night. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody, showing up, supporting, liking, subscribing, donating. That's the reason I do these streams, is because I enjoy hanging out with you guys so much. You guys already know that, though. I hope I'm at least somewhat entertaining. Yeah, somewhat. Lee Smith wants a Michelob Ultra. I don't have a Michelob Ultra. All I have is Heineken and Canadian blend whiskey. That's what I got. I don't normally drink Canadian blend whiskey. I'm usually more of a Jim Beam black guy. I like this. I like to just drink whiskey straight, bourbon straight. But tonight I went to the liquor store before the stream, and I was like, let me get some Canadian whiskey. I haven't had it in years, and I asked the lady, I was like, where's the Canadian Mist at, right? Because that's the only Canadian whiskey I know. I don't know about Canadian whiskey. And I was surprised, a giant bottle of this stuff. I'm talking about like a handle size bottle of Canadian whiskey was only $21 compared to Jim Beam Black is like $50. The same size. So I got the blended whiskey. It's not, look, man, it is what it is. It's Canadian Mist, but for $20, it ain't bad at all. Yeah, Irish whiskey is good. I do like Jameson. I drink that sometimes. Is DJ more talented than Trevor? You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's hard to get more talented than Trevor. He's certainly... So, here's what I'll say. He's got the body of Cam Newton. DJ has the body of Cam Newton now. Not Cam Newton when Cam Newton was in college. He's 6'5", 250 pounds, which is what Cam Newton is now. And by the way, he's got a better arm than Newton. He's more accurate than Newton ever was. So the potential for DJ is, he's a potential Heisman, candidate. It is what it is. Potentially he could be better than Lawrence, but that's a high standard to set. If you look at Lawrence's career, there's not many people that have only lost one game in their career. I haven't heard an update on Justin Ross I saw something posted the other day that he had a doctor's appointment. Was it yesterday or something? I don't know. If he'll be back this year or not. $1 Canadian, 78 cents USA. That's why it's cheaper. Well, that may be true, except for also, anytime you import, especially alcohol, they're going to mark it up. Canadian Mist, I don't know about other Canadian whiskeys. I'm sure they have high-end Canadian whiskeys that I don't know about. I'm more of a, I drink American. I drive American cars and drink American whiskey. No, but seriously. I think they have taxes on it. I think Canadian Mist is just kind of a low, it's not a top shelf liquor. Why do we still consider the Pac-12 a Power 5? I don't know. Why do we still consider Florida State Power 5? That's another question. Or South Carolina. A 2nd and 15, they're going to run it around to the right side and pick up about 4. 3rd and 11 coming up for the Hokies. 38-10, just inside of 5 minutes left in the game here. I do not want to see Virginia Tech score again. I would like to end this game at 38-10. That would make me happy. That would make me very happy. South Carolina versus Wofford. I'll give that to the Gamecocks. 3rd and 9. Throws it deep down the left side. Out of bounds. Bad pass. 4th down coming up. That's probably going to do it, folks, for the score, hopefully. We know who's going to win the game, but I'm talking about the score here. Now we're just talking about lines. I think that's going to do it for the scoring potential for Virginia Tech. Of course, they do still have all 3 of their timeouts. I don't really know what the point for them even trying to hang around for is, unless, I don't know. Maybe one of the Virginia Tech coaches has money on the game and he wants to cover, but outside of that, there's really no reason. And we're going to see... Who are we going to see here at quarterback? I guess we're going to see DJ in here. Yeah, DJ's coming in. We'll get our first look at Uiagalelei Big Cinco. We'll get our first look at him tonight. See what he can do. There he is. DJ hands the ball off. Run up the middle. He is gone, baby. No, he's going to get caught. Yo, touchdown. Woo! Gary Richard, baby. The Disney Spirit Award winner with the big touchdown for the Tigers. Hey, you guys remember in the second quarter when everyone said how much Clemson sucked? 45-10 is going to end this game. The ukulele. Look, Darian Richards, the Disney Spirit Award winner. And you say, who cares about Disney Spirit Award winners? You guys remember Tyler Trent, that kid from Purdue? Everybody knows Tyler Trent. A kid that had cancer that died shortly after Purdue's season. And Purdue had a great year that year, too. That was really one of the best stories in college football that season. He won the Disney Spirit Award. So if you want to disparage the Disney Spirit Award, then you're disparaging Tyler Trent. How about that? Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy or girl or whatever your pronoun is. Yes, Pigskin Pete's lock of the week. Pigskin Pete's lock of the week. Pigskin Pete's lock of the week. Mafu says, I identify as a tiger. Yeah, that's great. Until you run into what's that dude's name from the Tiger King? You don't want to be a tiger around that guy. Joe Exotic. Hokies are still in this. 4 minutes left. They're only down by 35 points. Let's go, Hokies. Still in this thing, guys. It's not over till the fat lady sings. Hey, cheers to that, Traveling Fools. Cheers to that. Cheers to Traveling Fools, everybody. You can't see my Traveling Fools. Hey, let me get it. I'll get it real quick. My Traveling Fools. My Traveling Fools $2 bill here that he sent me. See that? Had a $2 bet. Well, actually, we had a $1 bet, but I told him I wanted a $2 bill, for Clemson reasons, and he paid. And you know what the best thing about that? First of all, how many of you knew that Thomas Jefferson was on the $2 bill? I mean, Clemson fans know this because there's a $2 bill thing. But how many of you that aren't Clemson fans knew that Thomas Jefferson was on the $2 bill? And on top of that, how many of you knew that Thomas Jefferson was smoking a fat hooter on the $2 bill? Mark Blanton, thank you, sir, says, 3 things are certain since 2015. Death taxes and both our teams kicking ass. Pete, yes. I concur. It was legal in the 1700s. I mean, I actually did know that Thomas Jefferson smoked fat hooters, but that's a different story. It's well documented. I identify as a $2 bill. What's up, Kev Ron? How you doing, man? It's called smoking rope. Whatever you call it. There's a million different names for smoking the devil's lettuce, the cabbage, Anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. I've been on here for about 4 hours. Well, let's wait. There's a minute and a half left. We'll wait to the end here. I'll do that. First down, Hokies on 2nd and 3. You guys are a trip. You guys are the comment section on this YouTube channel is great. You guys give me endless entertainment. Some of the stuff you guys say. Typically, Michael. So on Sundays during football season, and not every Sunday, but most Sundays during football season, me and Mrs. Peete go out. We try to we get somebody to watch the kids for 2 or 3 hours, and we go out to a local like a sports bar, whether it's Buffalo Wild Wings or Carolina Ale House or something, and we go try to have lunch and watch a football game on Sunday afternoon. So that's probably what we're going to do tomorrow. Hopefully. That is true. You change your name a little bit, and it is Cornell Powell. Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like a date night, except it's during the day. That's a good way to put it. It's a date day. All right, that's the end of the game, guys. 45-10, Virginia Tech wins. You guys are all amazing and fantastic. I love all of you. On Monday, the show I do with Mark Rogers, college football coast to coast show. Go over to Mark Rogers' channel if you're not subscribed to him, and make sure you do that. Hit the bell. We'll be doing the show over there on Monday. Monday at 12 o'clock noon. And then, of course, Tuesday at noon over on Uncle Lou's channel for the Lunch Money Show. All right, guys. It's been real fun. Seriously. I'll see y'all on Monday. Have a great Sunday. Pigskin Pete's checking out.